Tell me how this settles with you. I don't know if you caught this story. It was back in 2022, January 27th, almost a full 3 years ago, when 17-year-old Noah Galley was driving a BMW on State Road 7 west of Delray Beach, going 151 miles an hour.
Oh, my gosh.
He rear-ended a Nissan Rogue, killed all 6 people who were in it.
Oh, my gosh.
Remember that story? I don't know if you guys do remember. It is the wedding couple. They just got married, and this drunk girl was, I think, 60-something in a 25. They were on a golf cart, and
she just got sentenced recently.
She did, and the thing that's fucked is her body cam is awful. She's laughing. She's talking about going to Vegas.
Oh.
When do I get to pick up my car? And the cop goes, you're not going to pick up your car. Your car's totaled and you killed 2 people.
He's like, you don't even understand what you just did.
And she's like, you're not talking to me, so I'm going to start singing. I mean, it is disgusting behavior. And then she got, during her, house arrest or whatever, they let her get married, and that caused a lot of trouble, too. People are like, she shouldn't get married. She'd be behind bars right now.
Well, this is what I'm just wondering, because this kid, Noah, he killed 6 people, and he got 12 and a half years in prison.
Yeah, and the girl that killed killed the one girl, she got, I believe, 25 years in prison, which people thought that was over the top. Lawyers were all coming up going, we've never seen something like this before, because she maimed, I believe, 2 people, and she killed 1, and not that that's any different, but it is odd when you hear some of these stories where they kill 6 people and they're only in there for 7 years.
2 years per life. That the equate, and I don't know. There's clearly not a standard equation that we have for the value of a human life.
No, there's not. And you know what it all depends upon? Your legal team.
It does, but the girl, the wedding girl, she had some of the best legal eagles out there, and they were shocked. If you watch them hand down her sentence, she legitimately looks like she cannot. She looks at her lawyers. They're going, oh fuck, I don't know. But every comment in the YouTube section was, deserves it. 25 years. Don't give a shit. Fuck you.
So this Noah Galley, he was driving a BMW. He's, daddy, I believe, must have some money. He was 17, so it's not going to be his money. And his attorneys went with this defense called a syncope event, saying that he had this, where you lose consciousness. And the argument from the deputies that they said, okay, so you're saying conveniently, the only reason he was going 151 miles per hour on State Road 7, a road that does not accommodate this kind of speed, no speed should. I mean, you need to be on a racetrack if you're going 151 miles an hour. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's what it was. Again, wasn't his fault. He had this event. And then the deputies are saying, this dude had an Instagram page that was all about him going fast.
Oh.
He had a history of speeding more than 100 miles per hour on multiple times. Just weeks earlier, he recorded a video of himself driving the same BMW going 182 miles an hour on I-95.
So that wasn't admissible in court?
It was, but all this said, they're like, well, they planted the reasonable doubt. Yeah, but what if he did have this event? And like, going, here's a video of him driving 182 miles an hour. No syncope event here. And his Instagram account was on his car, so he was doing all this stuff for clout and for clicks. And he wrote in the comments section that they would pay the first person to guess how fast he was driving. So it was an engagement thing he did where he was trying to show off for Instagram. And one time he kills 6, and he gets 12 years because of it.
That's insane. It makes no sense to me. 6 people.
That is insane.
The one girl, 25 years.
But
Right, that's right.
That's your legal team.
What is
Whatever they did, they convinced the jury.
The American legal system is just so messed up.
Well, there should be, not so much leeway. What is the value of a human life? Okay, here it is.
Well, I think it's different, too, depending on where you live. Every state is different, and maybe even every county or city is different.
Yeah, I saw that, and I'm like, what? He killed 6 people and he got 12 years?
The one that killed the bride right after, an hour after her wedding, she was, I think, double or almost triple the
I think a lot of
alcohol.
it, a lot of it too, has to do with the publicity of the case. That bride on the golf cart that
Yeah.
got hit the night of her wedding was a massive, massive story nationwide, like nightly news, all the channels. So it got a lot of attention.
That's what the lawyer said on the lawyer's show. It wasn't her lawyer, but he goes, because this was a national attention
Yep.
kind of a thing, people knew.
That's it.
They
And the
wanted to
people
send
were
a
watching
message.
it and they wanted to send a message because they didn't want public outcry on a national level. The problem with this story, maybe where they hit the Nissan with 6 people in it, maybe it didn't get enough national pressure for a heavy conviction.
I'm going to say the quiet part out loud, because I believe it's true in this. The story Jay Bird's talking about, she was a bride, attractive, photos, you felt for her. These were 6 workers that had menial type of jobs, and I don't think they're the kind of person that a lot of times when you put on the news, they're like, oh.
And I hear what you're saying, but I do think because it was literally moments after her wedding, she's in her gown. They're leaving the wedding. That's why I think that story was such an explosive story, because it was so
And then
up
it
and
just
then-
proves why the legal system's broken, because that shouldn't matter. You know, so if we would have had somebody that was pretty in a wedding gown that would have died in this accident, then maybe he would have gotten more than 12 years for killing 6 people.
Yeah, that's not right.
And I agree with you, by the way, when it comes to how the media cover, especially missing people. It's always the pretty people that get the headlines, and that's not fair. It's just not right.
I saw this. I couldn't even believe this. I was like, I don't know if anybody feels the way I do, but I just am like, wait, what? Why? Why is it? And that's my question. Why? This kid proved that this was something he did. There's a pattern behind his behavior. You have that going on. 6 people. He's going to do 2 years behind bars for each of those people, and they're just, the working people that keep things going on. They're not pretty and in wedding dresses.
And does he have an opportunity for parole, like early release?
I wouldn't doubt it. He'll probably be out in 6 weeks. He's got this whole thing where they've got him. Oh, he's going to be on probation, though, for years after he gets out. Oh, that's so tough. Oh, my gosh. I'm sure he's living in a big house, and that's going to be so rough on him.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, the girl with the wedding, she's going away for 25 years. So she's getting hers.
He should be too.
He should be
the guy
too.
that hit all those people.
Yeah, honestly, the lesson that you need to get out of this, don't kill pretty people.
Or don't abduct pretty people,
Yeah.
because they'll be on the news.
Don't do anything to pretty people, because you're going to get the full brunt of the law. But if it's somebody that, is not front and center in society, then they're a little bit more disposable.
Well, that's what happened with the milk carton thing. It started off as a good thing with the milk, putting missing children on the milk carton, but they noticed only white kids were going on there. That's the only kids that were making it on the milk carton thing.
Yeah.
And that was controversial, because people of all colors were getting kidnapped, and
Yeah.
everyone deserved to be on that milk carton.
No doubt.
And there was a major controversy because of that, and rightfully so.
That's why it needs to be said, because you have stories like this, and it's still be like, all right, no, we need a check here. We need a check and balance, because this ain't right.
Look, if you're a human and
Yeah.
you get you're missing, or you get hit or whatever, you should get.
My dad's an attorney, and I remember the one thing that always jumped out at me in his office. He had the scales of justice, and she's wearing a blindfold because you're not supposed to be able to see all this kind of stuff, right? So if you're saying 6 humans, it should be the same as if you'd killed, 1, right? Life for a life, whatever. It's just justice is blind. You see that, but clearly the equation is not right when you get 2 years for killing 6 and you get 25 for killing 1.
The more money you have, the better legal defense you get. The better legal defense you get, the less time you serve. Unless it's a huge national case with big pressure and you've got the right prosecutor. Like, there's so many things that could have gone wrong with the case that you're talking about with the 6 people that lost their lives.
And the spoof that I've always seen at that is Lady Justice in one of them. She's taking her finger and she's lifting the blindfold up and peeking out with one eye, because that's truly what American justice is.
I agree with you.
It is not blind.
This is how we do. It's the KVJ Show.